All right, so let me show you what the bottom is just to give you a sense of what's coming up in the class. So down here is each week of the topics based off of the date. This might flex around a little bit. You don't necessarily have to keep to the schedule as well. This is the ideal schedule. But over here is all the professionalism tasks. These are all things that you absolutely should be doing. None of them should take more than maybe 15 minutes or so to get done, and they all have a time schedule, and you should be working on that time schedule. Over here is all the coding things you're going to do and everything else, the other tasks that's going to happen. Anything here with a minimum and maximum points, the minimum points is exactly what you need to do to succeed in this class. If you get an A, 800 points, but you don't hit the minimums on any of these categories, then your grade will drop. Maybe you'll get a B plus. Maybe you'll get a B. If you skipped a whole lot of it, maybe you do worse. I don't know how you can do that and get the points, but it's possible. You see, the point total for an A is 800 points, but there is many, many more points. There's, I think, 1,000 points available in the class. So if you get 4 out of every 5 points, 80% of all the points available in class, you still get an A. So you don't have to do everything. You don't have to max out everything. You can choose which work you're going to do. And I'm not asking you to do that in week one. You're not going to have to do that until at least like week 3 or 4 to get a general plan. And then around week 8, we'll get a final plan. So don't worry about it for now. But know when you get down to graphs, you have to do at least 20 points of works in graphs. You don't have to do a final project implementation. You don't actually have to do a code review at all, but you should because it's a quick and easy way to get points. This is going to be an in-class activity, by the way. So you just need to come to class and do that. And it's a really great way to earn points, and it's a really good activity. So there's a project in the class. You don't have to do the project, but if you don't do the project, there's a whole lot of points you're not going to earn. You basically have to do everything else to succeed at an A level. The project is important. It is an important aspect of the class, but absolutely not 100% required. For you to pass at all, and or even to get an A to some degree. But there's a bunch of tasks. Again, don't worry about the numbers exactly yet. The goal is what you're going to go and try and get. The actual is here for you to keep track of your points as you go. There is a grade book. You'll have a grade book that'll keep this number. You do not have to track your points as you go, but you will have to update them later on as part of the planning process. So if you want to use this, if this is a great way for you to check off your points, feel free to use this by putting in your actual points in each one of these categories. We'll talk about more of that as we get into the update videos. The most important thing for now to understand is you need to get in your head, you have to deal with every one of these things that have minimum points, or all of the professionalism tasks, ideally, because it's the way to be polite and stay in communication. You can flex around the dates. You can flex around which ones you want to work on. When we get to graph queries, for instance, down here, there's like, I think 5 of them you can choose from. You only need to do 2 of them. As we're talking about the map exercises, I think there's 3 or 4 of them. One of them is entirely a you code, what I call a mimic exercise. You just need to do another one at a minimum, but you can earn a bunch of points by doing a lot of them. So there's a lot of flexibilities. Even as we get into trees, you don't have to do 100% of all the functionality on the trees to be able to have success in this class, but you do need to show me a competency across all of these tasks. And then eventually you need to show me the minimum number of points to get that grade. All right, so I'll talk more about that in future videos, but for now, week 1, just worry about the top half of this, and you have some idea what's going on with the bottom half.